If you are wondering how the Talkadot and SpeakerFlow automation works, well, I've got to congratulate you. You have come to the right place. Now, this is not the technical deep dive of how Talkadot talks with SpeakerFlow and how all the automations flow and all of those technical intricacies. So don't sweat. I don't know if you can tell about my beautiful Canva whiteboard, also linked below this video in the course. This is meant to be a very simple overview of how Talkadot and SpeakerFlow interact with one another. Now, anything that's in orange here is going to come from Talkadot, so you'll see our legend here. Zoho Flow is in gray. We'll talk more about that here in a second. Then we have our CRM in blue, and then we have red inside of campaigns. Now, from a really high level, the way the integration works is there's a special link that gets placed in your Talkadot account, and every time that link has new information sent to it, meaning a Talkadot submission comes through, that's what triggers all of these subsequent automations. And Zoho Flow, the thing in gray, is responsible for facilitating all of that. Now, when a Talkadot submission comes through, it's not going to send to your system right away. And I know that can be confusing because why would that be the case? Well, this was very intentionally thought out by the Talkadot team. When you have an event and you put up Talkadot, you may not have put the event name in or the rest of the event details in until after you've delivered on the event. And since we use the event name and the event date and a few other details during the automation, Talkadot wanted to make sure you had enough time to put all of that information in and then send it all to the system. So if you have an event today, maybe it was at 5 p.m., if you don't do anything in Talkadot, it's going to wait until midnight to send all the data to the system that you collected that day. You can go in, you'll see my notes here, into Talkadot and force a sync. And the Talkadot team is more than happy to show you how that works. It's pretty straightforward. But long story short, you can go in and force a sync from your current leads into the system, and that'll work. And the 12 a.m. delay just makes sure you have enough time to put all the event details in. So now SpeakerFlow is going to be receiving a bunch of information, all of those leads you gathered that day. And in Talkadot, things break out really kind of into three categories. The first is somebody wants to be on your newsletter, so they want to get your regular email content. The second is that they want to potentially talk to you about hiring you. They've indicated, I'm interested in hiring you for an event. These are called booking leads. And then you have people who are referrals. These are people who check the box that said, I'm interested in referring you. Now, somebody can only just want your newsletter. They don't have to be a booking lead or a referral contact, and that's totally fine. However, somebody could be a booking lead and be on your newsletter, or somebody could be a referral contact and be on your newsletter. And so you'll see my note here off to the left that people can flow down more than one path. So if I submitted your Talkadot and I said, I want the newsletter and I'm interested in hiring you to speak, I would go down the want the newsletter path and I would go down the booking lead path. Now let's look here at just the newsletter path. So what happens if somebody wants the newsletter? Well, we're first going to add them to your email list, naturally. And then we're going to tag them with Talkadot so that inside of campaigns, if you ever wanted to find all of your Talkadot leads ever, you could. Now, one of the really nice things about the integration is the event name and the event date pass into the source field inside of campaigns. So if you ever wanted to see all of your contacts that came from a particular event, then we could filter that down as well. So anybody who indicates they want your newsletter, they're going to get added to your list, and they're going to be tagged appropriately within campaigns. What a mouthful. Okay, now booking leads. What are we going to do with those? Who are those people? So booking leads have indicated that they want to hire you. They check the box saying that they are a decision maker. They're interested in potentially hiring you. They're the hottest leads as they come in Talkadot. So what we need to do is we need to create a lead inside of the CRM because they're interested in potentially hiring you. we're going to add a note automatically to that lead records detail page with all of the Talkadot information, their name, their email, the event name, the event date, the testimonial they left, literally anything that Talkadot sends us, we put inside of that note so you can reference it. We also create a task for you in the CRM due immediately to follow up with that person as soon as humanly possible. And managing your tasks in the CRM is very important, if you can't tell from the rest of this course already. But being able to create a task so you don't let this person slip through the cracks and you can check it is very necessary. And we're also going to tag them with Talkadot inside the CRM so that you can find those people easily. Now, again, the event name field, the event date field, that gets mapped to the source field inside of the CRM. So we can always filter down further and see where our different Talkadot leads came from. But now we have this third category here. And these are people who didn't say they want to hire you, but they said, I'm interested in referring you to somebody I know. So the question I have for you is somebody who says they want to refer you, is that person a lead? The answer is no. Now you'll see here additional clarification. I want to point this out so you can look back on this inside the Canva document. But remember, in the CRM, there's a separation between leads and contacts. Leads are people you believe you could do business with, but haven't yet. And you're on a mission to get sales calls booked. Once a sales call is booked, that's when you have a deal, a contact, and an account, and you're nurturing that deal until somebody buys from you. Referrals are created as contacts, as you'll see in the CRM, and this is because they themselves are not leads. They trust you so much already that they're willing to become a referral source for you. So some of our clients about the Talkadot automation get hung up on this because some folks expect everyone to be in the same place, but they're really not as it relates to how the CRM defines things. Your booking leads, people who say they're interested in hiring you, those are hot leads. Those are people we want in the CRM in leads and following up with them. With referrals, we want them still in the CRM, but as contacts, and then we want to manage the relationship from there. So the idea is if somebody says they want to refer you, we're going to create a contact. We're going to add a note, just like we did with the booking leads, with the full Talkadot information. We're going to create a task to follow up as soon as humanly possible, and we're going to tag them with Talkadot so you can find them easily. So the idea here is as soon as your Talkadot stuff comes through, on autopilot, everything will flow into the system, and automatically the system will flag the most important people that you have to do something with. Now, if you're interested in the technical deep dives, where to find leads from Talkadot in the system, continue through this series. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to support@speakerflow.com.